Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm good.
I wish we could. Yeah, we're good.
Do you want me to close the doors or?
Kaya said she was coming, so I guess leave it open a little bit.
Yes, it's all good.
Grandma Tim said, "Hey, friends."
I really said it like this. Hey, friends.
I tried my best to emulate you.
I should have spelt it more informal.
Ooh. Not Dr. Holly Smith having her camera turned off. What can I say?
Elements to come out.
I'm not gonna roast her because she did let me buy grocery food these offering. There's two Lesters.
Mine's not.
One of them yellow is an imposter. It's too funny.
Justice, is everything good?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah, is everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. I'm ready to start. I need hosts though. As soon as you give it to me, we'll get started. Sweet. All right. Oh, give me 1 second. I had the agenda pulled up, and then whenever I went to go join this Zoom meeting, I lost it. Hold on. Alrighty. All right, here is the agenda for today. Welcome to another Senate meeting, back to back, fun times. So I hereby call this meeting to order. We will begin with call to order and order of the day, followed by roll call, and then approval of the minutes. We will have last week's minutes and then the minutes from the previous Senate meeting as well to approve, followed by the pledges, then executive reports. We don't have any old business. For new business, we have SR 005, resolution to participate in the big event, SB 015, bill to allocate funds for supplies for the Nacogdoches Animal Shelter, SB 016, bill to allocate funds for the Meet Your Dean event, SB 017, SGA to host an on-campus food supply drive for the pantry, and Executive Order 0004, student government action for establishing an emergency management contingency plan. That will be followed by open forum, advisor comments, announcements, and then finally adjournment. All right, let's go ahead and do roll call.
Senator Riley. Senator Jacqueline. Senator Carmen. Senator Samantha.
Here.
Senator Tran.
Here.
Senator Luke. Senator Jada.
Here.
Senator Joseph. Senator Sue.
Here.
Senator Ayo. Senator Udame.
Yeah.
Senator Brianna Timmons.
Sorry, here.
Senator Collins. Senator Collin. Senator Cayenne. Senator Wester.
Here.
Senator Angelica.
Here.
Senator Walter. Senator Jessica.
Here.
Senator Jenna. Senator Alexandria.
Here.
Justice,
Here. Or was it like a justice?
what was it, Justice?
Okay.
Justice Miranda.
Here.
Justice Scarlett. Senator Mina.
Here.
And again, I will confirm this with the Zoom report or live stream. And that concludes the roll call.
All right, we will now move to approval of the minutes. Let me share that with you guys. All right, so first up we have our minutes from February 3rd, the Senate meeting then. Let me minimize this chat real quick. All right, is it big screen for y'all? Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I needed a verbal response. I'm hiding all of your faces right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna slowly scroll through this, read through it, particularly pay attention to things that you said in your participation, and then we will vote on approving these minutes or not approving these minutes. So just everybody read. All right, do we have any questions about the minutes? Do you want me to scroll back up so you can look at something, or are we good?
Question.
Yes.
Can you scroll up just a little bit? Okay, it's Miss Livia with no. No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we will make that change. Was that the only thing?
No.
The WAC conference is WAC.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The WAC conference is WAC.
All right.
Can I make amendment? So up further, there is an egregious spelling mistake. Up a little further. Further. I believe it's something Chris says. Further.
What was that?
Further up. You'll know it when you see it. There it is. Yeah, change, yeah,
Have?
yeah, to have instead of the. Spelling is hard. Okay, yeah.
All right. Is there anything else regarding these minutes? All right, seeing nothing, we will move to vote to approve these minutes. Yes, no, or abstain in the chat. And then Chris, if you could tell me how the vote is in the room in there.
It is a unanimous yes.
Okay. Alrighty. The ruling of the chair is that the yeses have it and these minutes are approved. All right, we will now move on to last week's minutes. Let me share that as well. And we will just do the same exact thing that we just did. All right, do we have anything to say about these minutes?
Question, are you trying to use everybody's last name?
Yes.
You said Udame and that's her first name.
My mistake.
Do you want to change it to her last name?
Where?
So, yeah, right there, instead of Udemy, change it
You
to,
got it, you got it.
oh, perfect.
Let me capitalize it. All right. Anything else about these minutes? All right, seeing nothing, we will move to vote. Yes, no, or abstain in the chat. And then Chris, I'll let you handle the room again.
It's another unanimous yes.
right, the ruling of the chair is that the yeses have it, and these minutes are also approved. Okay, moving on. Let's do our pledges. Share those with y'all. Unmute yourself. You know the drill. We're going to sound horrible together. The team effort here. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
honor the
With the
Texas
Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
taxes up. I promise to
I
strive
strive for personal excellence in everything that I do, and to live by the 5 root principles of respect, responsibility, caring, unity, and integrity. Axe Jacks.
fantastic. I love the chaos. At least we're all doing it together. Amazing time.
It gives me peace.
Yeah. All right, we will now move to exec reports. Chris, you can start us off.
Good evening, everyone. Thank y'all for attending tonight's Senate meeting. I just have a few reports. I wanted to go back and remind y'all about the resolution passed about turning our cameras on. So for everyone that does not have their camera on, please turn their camera on right now. Also, there will not be a Senator of the Week this week. I'm so sorry. We will continue that after spring break. Elections are coming up, so we had our interest meeting last week, and we are really looking forward to our new administration coming in. So if you have an urge to be in an executive position, or you're running again for your senator position, please go for it. And I encourage all of y'all to do so. It's a fulfilling experience, rewarding, and great leadership opportunities. Let's see. Oh, for our people in the room back there, the laptop is for questions, pros and cons. We tested it out, and hopefully there's no feedback. But if there's feedback, then we'll just resort back here. And in the middle chair, this will be where people will present the legislation. And of course, if you're online, you'll present your legislation through your webcam. As y'all know, yesterday, our governor of Texas uplifted the mask ban, and I want to make sure that we understand that the university has met, and they will make a decision on whether or not or how we move forward. I also want to make sure that us as an organization and as student representation, it's our duty to uphold those responsibilities and be leaders on campus. So whether that's wearing a mask, just enforcing other people to wear masks, it's really important to have those safety guidelines. We want to make sure that we're only keeping ourselves safe, but others safe as well. So I expect every SGA member to continue those practices by spreading that, but also bringing awareness of, we need to keep these on for the safety of everyone here. And also, as student leaders who sworn an oath to uphold our governing documents, I want to make sure that we pride ourselves in acknowledging that we are a nonpartisan organization. So that means that we are not publicly endorsing, we are not acknowledging any political party that represents the entirety of a nonpartisan organization that is SGA. And for that, I am done. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. All right, moving on to Madam Vice President.
So hello, everybody. So after spring break, I'm going to send out attendance notifications. It will just to let you know how many absences you have. If you don't receive a DM from me, you don't have any absences. And remember that you're only allowed 2 unexcused absences a semester. Next, Trader Jack's. We're going to have a meeting for Trader Jack's tomorrow at 5:30. It's going to be a brief meeting. We're going to go over marketing updates and how the setup is going to be. Seville is a official approved vendor through Airmark. That was in the process of being done. So now it's finally done. Let's see. Everything for the leader jack points have been ordered. We're just waiting for it to come in. And then the two things that are outstanding are the pullovers and the rain jackets. They have been ordered and they just need to be stitched and then they're ready to go. And PR has been working on the design. So hopefully we can get that done after spring break. After we return from spring break, we're also gonna work on banquet awards. That's part of banquet. I'm really excited for it, and it's gonna have to be done before the end of this month. So IA and the e-board will be working on that. Okay, and then I had a budget meeting with Miss Livia. So we have about 3,000 left in the budget for the programming budget. And so that's sizable, especially for where we are right now in the semester. So been thinking of impactful legislation. And again, since the points are pretty much done and I bought all the swag, I'll probably be rolling over at least $600 to the programming budget. All right, and now I get to hand out the prizes.
Don't let me forget to get my what's it called? Graduation soul today.
Yes.
I completely forgot about it after the meeting last week.
That concludes my executive reports.
I'm sorry, Bree. Are you done with your reports?
Yes.
Okay, okay. We'll now move to our Sergeant at Arms, Hayden.
Just a few quick things. Office hours are due this Sunday, and I have a list of senators who are missing office hours. So if you're on the list, you'll be receiving an email from me pretty soon with more information. So just be on the lookout for that. And there will be no office hours during spring break, so have fun. Don't worry about them. But we will be starting them back the Monday we get back. But that's all the updates I have. If y'all have any more questions, just send me an email or a DM.
All right, thank you. Chief Justice Ryan, do you have any updates for us?
No updates at the time.
Alrighty. As for myself, we had our volleyball social last Friday. I want to thank Riley and Angelica for showing up. Me and Angelica, we won the practice match. Unfortunately, Chris and Riley and Bree, they won the 2 games that followed. But we did win the practice match, so we won something. It was a complete loss. But I would like to see more people come to the socials because I want to see you guys. I don't want to go the entire 2 semesters of me being speaker in SGA and not see you guys in person. So try to show up to at least one social, at least one in-person social. If we go back and play volleyball again, I'd love to have more people so that we can beat Chris. I don't want Chris on my team. I want to beat him. He wasn't bad at serving. That's what carried it, really. It was just his serves. He couldn't do anything else, really. I'm just messing. Also, I know we joked about the hot ones thing in the SGA social group chat, but I kind of want to make it a reality. So I'm looking into it. I'm going to get Chris to ask Dr. Gordon if he would be interested in participating in it. Hopefully we can carry that through, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think that concludes my updates. So we will now move into, we don't have any old business. Psych, we will release the justices. Justices, you are good to go. Do you want a breakout room or what's the situation on that?
No breakout room because we don't have anything to discuss this time. So
okay, all right, sweet. Well then, justices, you're free to go. Thank you for joining us this far. And we don't have any old business, so we will now move to new business, beginning with SR 005, resolution to participate in the big event.
Can you guys hear me?
You're a little bit quiet.
Can you guys hear me better now?
Yeah, it was a little better. We can hear you.
Okay. Resolution to participate in the big event, written and submitted by Kyan Alexander, Civil Affairs Committee Chair through the Civil Affairs Committee, presented by Jessica Villa, Math and Science Senator. Whereas Student Government Association, SGA, follows the SFA root principles of unity, responsibility, and caring. Whereas SGA has the responsibility to care for the community as well as give back. Whereas the big event provides a service opportunity to give back to the community by completing projects around town. Whereas the big event will be held on April 10th, 2021 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Resolved, the Internal Affairs IA members shall be the leaders for the group and register and create teams for the big event. Further resolved, SGA members shall sign up in groups of 5 on the big event website in selected teams. Further resolved, SGA members shall participate as an organization in the big event on April 10th, 2021.
All right. Would you like to would you like a minute to speak, or would you like me to open the floor?
I can go ahead and speak a little bit. I do think this is really important. I know that the big event is one of the biggest community service events that happen in the spring semester, and it will be really great for us to go out and volunteer and just give ourselves some more exposure, which I think is really important.
Alrighty, I now open the floor to questions, pros or cons.
Pro. I would like to give a pro to this resolution. Community service and giving back is a big part of this organization, and I think furthering that by attending the big event is really it really showcases our initiative to give back as well, and also just by supporting another organization, and it also exposes us, like Jessica said, to different orgs and different backgrounds of people. So pro.
Are there any more questions, pros or cons? Is that Senator Alexander?
A pro is it hasn't happened in like 2 years, so there's probably a lot of stuff around the community that we just need a bunch of kids to help with. So we should definitely do it.
Any more questions, pros or cons?
I have a question.
Yes, Senator.
Probably know this, but this is like for those who may not know it. So how do we sign up for this event if you want to sign up 1 and 2? The resolution mentioned that SGA or members will be signing up. Let me see what it says, really. Okay, so members will be signing up as an organization. So how do we want to do that? Are you going to be guiding people, or I mean, I really don't know how we're going to be. So when we sign up, are we signing up under SGA? And how do we sign up?
Point of information, whenever organizations sign up for the big event, just the organization, somewhat leader, can sign up the entire organization. We don't technically have to sign up as individuals.
Okay, I think that's like maybe what I was asking, if someone was going to sign up all SGA members or we needed to sign up individually.
Point of information, I believe, unless they have changed things since I was in the big event, everybody signs up as an individual through the, Campus Life tab on MySFA. So everybody signs up as an individual, and then at the end, you can enter a team code, which is created by the leader of an organization. So IA members right now, internal affairs of SGA, will create this code, and then we will share it with you guys. And then at the end of your registration and everything, you put in that code and you join the team. And normally you can join as one big team, but this year with COVID precautions, they're doing groups of 5. So we will have multiple teams. It'll be like SGA 1, SGA 2, SGA 3, and we'll just do it that way. Yes, Senator Stevens.
So going off of that, it does say groups of 5, which makes sense because of COVID precautions. How are those groups getting made? Will there be like, oh, group A is going to go paint a house, group B is going to go cut grass. So you're picking which activity you want to do, or is it like, oh, I want to go partner with my 4 other friends, so let me make sure we all get the same code.
Point of information, the internal affairs will figure out the group process. You will not know what you're doing until we go in the morning to like the main site where everybody's supposed to come, and they'll give you like, oh, you're going to paint Susan's house, and you're going to cut Ben's yard, you're going to pick up trash, or I think they plant trees one place, one time. I haven't been able to do it. But yeah, we'll give more information like once we have an IA. And if y'all need to, I can like screen record on how to sign in onto the website, because when I did it last spring, we didn't get to do it, but when I signed up, it was really complicated, so I understand confusion, so I'll screen record it and show y'all how to do it.
Yes, point of information, whenever you apply for, or you register for the big event, you select your, I guess, load of work that you would like to do. So there's light, medium, and heavy. And so heavy would be like moving furniture or like, I don't know, intense lifting. Medium would be like raking leaves or like just common things. And then light would be painting or like dusting, washing windows. So you can select your, whatever you choose, whatever you decide you want to do. And then I think the leaders, whenever they create the group, they can also select what that group is going to do. So it can be a conversation between the IA member and whoever's group you end up joining. We will be sure to make sure we don't have too many people signing up for the same group. So we will have the IA members choose SGA members and give them a code specifically. It'll work out. Are there any more questions, pros, or comments? Alrighty, seeing none, we will move to vote. Yes, no, abstain in the chat.
Oh. It was another unanimous yes in the room.
Awesome.
Senator Ferguson, Senator Walter, and Senator Alexander.
All right. The ruling of the chair is that the yeses have it and this resolution passes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, up next we have SB 015, bill to allocate funds for supplies for Nacogdoches Animal Shelter.
Okay. Bill to allocate funds for supplies for the Nacogdoches Animal Shelter, written and submitted by Kyle Alexander, Civil Affairs Committee Chair, through the Civil Affairs Committee, presented by Kyle Alexander, Civil Affairs Committee Chair. Whereas Student Government Association, SGA, follows the SFA ways group principles of responsibility, unity, and caring. Whereas SGA has a responsibility to give back to the community of Nacogdoches, including the animals. Whereas the Nacogdoches Animal Shelter, which is partners with the Humane Society of Nacogdoches, a nonprofit organization, is always in need of supplies for their animals. Whereas the donations provided will give the student at Boston State University, SFASU, student body the opportunity to give back to an important cause enacted. SGA will allocate $300 to help donate supplies to the shelter. Further enacted, SGA will host a tabling event on Wednesday, March 17th to Thursday, March 18th of 2021 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Pleasant Speed. And if the weather is an issue, the event can be moved to the Baker Materials Student Center instead. Further enacted, COVID-19 safety precautions will be in place for the students as well as the SGA members. Further enacted, an SGA member will drop off the supplies to the Nacogdoches Animal Shelter on Monday, March 22nd, 2021. Further enacted, all unused funds will be returned to the SGA budget. And can I have a minute to talk?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so if you scroll down, there's a list of the items that the shelter sent me that they are in need of all the time. I don't have a spreadsheet of what the money is going to because I was hoping to table first, see what we collect, and whatever we don't collect, I was wanting to buy those items. So that's why there's not a spreadsheet. And whatever money we don't use, we'll put it right back into the budget. And then I'll be sending out like a spreadsheet for people to sign up for some of the hours to do.
Alrighty, I now open the floor to questions, pros, and cons.
Friendly amendment. In the first further enacted, can you change February to March? Because I want to do this in February.
Yeah, that is not a friendly amendment. You can just make that change. All right, are there any questions, pros, and cons? Oh, Senator Stevens.
Okay, so my question is, for the list that we have, do you have an idea of where you want to be getting these things? I personally don't have a pet, but from my understanding, they can get expensive depending on when you go. So are you going to be shopping? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've seen like collars and leashes at Dollar Tree versus those that are at Walmart. Was that, is that like a...
So some things, like as a pet owner, like, yes, you can get leashes and collars, and they like want little fleece blankets. You can get that at the dollar store, but more like dog food and treats like that, there's better brands at like Walmart. I'll probably stick to like shopping in person than trying to do it online because like with shipping and everything, I just rather take just everything at one time.
Senator Timmons.
I have a pro. I think it's a really great opportunity for us to do this because I've been to the Nacogdoches Animal Shelter a few times, and those poor puppies can seem really sad a lot of times. And, animals have feelings too. And so I think our caring nature in SGA can really benefit those animals. And I mean, any amount of money can be extremely beneficial to this shelter for them.
Friendly amendment, can you scroll up? Jeffrey?
Yes, Senator Martinez.
Will there be a flyer so that people know that we're going to be tabling and that they can come and donate things?
Yes. I just have to get with the PR if it's passed.
Friendly amendment, Justice, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you scroll up? Yeah. So in the first further enacted, can we change to and? So it doesn't, not to be technical, so it doesn't look like we're, doing it all day. Okay.
Oh, was that accepted?
That's accepted.
All right, are there any more questions, pros or cons? Seeing none, we will move to vote. Yes, no, abstain in the chat. And then Chris, if you can tell me what the room is doing.
And
The ruling of the chair is that the yeses have it and this bill is passed. Congratulations. All right, moving on, we have, let's see, SB 016, bill to allocate funds for the Meet Your Dean event. I believe this is going to be presented by someone else.
Yeah, me.
Okay, okay. I will change the name real quick.
Okay.
What kind of senator are you? I don't have my list with me.
Math and science, Senator.
Okay, okay. That works then.
May I have a minute after to speak?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Okay, bill to allocate funds for the Meet Your Dean event, written and submitted by Jenna Boykin, College of Sciences and Mathematics Senator, through Academic Affairs Committee, presented by Alexandria Davis, College of Sciences and Math Senator. Whereas the Student Government Association, SGA, follows the SFA Way root principles of caring, responsibility, and unity, whereas college students tend to not be aware of the resources offered by their deans, whereas a lack of connection contributes to the students being unaware of their resources, whereas a Meet Your Dean event would help give students the opportunity to ask questions and learn about the different resources the deans offer, whereas deans would also benefit by getting to interact with the students before they graduate and getting to help them achieve their goals. Enacted, SGA shall hold a Meet Your Dean event over Zoom. Further enacted, SGA shall have deans from each college interact, answer questions, and host a Kahoot on Zoom on Thursday, March 18th, 2021 from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Further enacted, SGA shall allocate a total of $400 to purchase gift baskets for the winner of the Kahoot from each college. Further enacted, all unused funds shall be returned to the SGA budget. So we have been working on this for a while. Jenna has put in a lot of work. She's been really wanting to do this ever since last semester. And I think this is really great because a lot of the times students really don't even know who their deans are, especially the freshmen, incoming freshmen. And so I think that this will be a great way to give them clearance as to what resources are available to them and to help build a good relationship between the students and the deans. I know we asked for 400, but we don't plan on using that much. It's just to provide like a good safety net for the stuff we plan to get for the gift baskets for the winners of the game at the event.
All right, I now open the floor to questions, pros and cons. Yes, Senator Rocha.
I believe this is a pro because this will help us with meeting our dean, because I personally don't know my college dean. So I think that being able to attend this event, we will not personally meet our dean, but like get to know more about them and put a face to who our dean is.
Yes, Senator Timmons.
I believe that this piece of legislation is extremely powerful and well written. You guys did a really great job. I just wanted to compliment you guys on the reasoning behind this. I mean, if you guys were asking for more money, it would just seem very valid because it's so well written. So I just want to applaud you guys for that.
I have a pro.
Yes, Senator Villa.
Yes, I also want to add on to what Senator Brianna Timmons just said. I really do think this is a really powerful piece, and especially like even giving the students opportunity to also participate, and just seeing that they might, be able to win a prize, that's also probably going to be very appealing to them. And I think this is going to be a really nice outcome.
Question.
Yes, Madam Vice.
What's gonna be in the gift basket?
Okay, so last minute we discovered that because we had originally planned to do gift cards, but I was informed that SGA is not allowed to give out gift cards. So Jenna came up with this just a couple days ago. So we haven't completely worked out what we're gonna put in them, but it's not gonna be a whole lot, just kind of like mostly just school supplies and stuff that would be useful to them. So they're just kind of like tiny little gift baskets that are put together. But I plan on going in and researching mostly what we can get from Walmart that we can put, and I'll have a final budget price that we can put together, that I'll put together, that we can use.
I have a pro and something to think about. So pro, like everyone else has said, I think this is really good. It will help like students to build a relationship with their dean. And I think that's very important, especially when you're about to, you get to your final years and you're writing your project and all of that stuff. You might need the guidance of your dean to get some of this work done. And if you have a problem in your class, you might need to talk to your dean for intervention, and probably you don't know whom the person is, or you don't even know how to approach the person. It could be hard. So that's for the pro. Then for something to think about, I see that you guys are assigning like an hour to play the game or do everything. And I know how time flies by when we're having fun. Have you guys thought about like the end of the day when students are getting to chat with their dean and getting to know them, and before you get the time to play the game, that 1 hour might not really be enough? Or is that the time, now a question, is that a time that maybe from you guys survey, I know you guys have been working on this, from you guys survey that maybe everybody just thought they could just pay only an hour? I don't know.
So yeah, we did have a meeting about this with Dr. Smith about what would be the best time slot and the best amount of time for everybody. And so we all came to the conclusion that an hour would be best. And then this 4 to 5 time slot was also best for the deans and the amount of time that they would have to be available. So yeah, we thought about it. We understand like an hour may not seem like a lot, but we're gonna make it work. It'll work. It'll work out.
Senator Hayes.
Okay, I also think this is a great bill, but I just want to clarify, are the deans personally going to be there, or is it a game where you are learning about them?
Oh no, the deans are going to be there.
Okay, thanks.
I have a pro and a question. The pro is that they have been working on this for very long, in our committee. We have been every committee talking about it, asking updates. And then question is, I see we're giving little gift baskets to the students. Is there a way that we could work into maybe just give a little appreciation gift? It could be a mug to the dean for taking their time to do this with us.
We can, if it fits within the budget, I'll talk to Jenna about it. If it fits within the budget, we can try. I don't see why not though.
Senator Stevens.
So pro. Great idea. I graduated in May and I do not know my dean. And I also feel that this will be a way to make students more comfortable if they ever need to approach their dean, if, for good or bad. So great idea. I kind of do agree with Udame about the time, not kind of, I do agree with Udame about the time, because from what I'm looking at on here, you have 6, did I got that right? Yes. You have 6 games, 6 Kahoots. And you also, which I'm assuming means you have 6 deans. And you're gonna wanna go through my name is blah, I am the dean of blah. And that's not including questions and them going into like their background story of how they came to SFA and, things like that, things that we all know deans do. So I would like to make a suggestion. So we can have the amount of time to fit into the 1 hour, we can fit everything into the 1 hour that we have. Maybe we can merge some of the Kahoots and
Oh, I'm sorry. What we had planned to do was, because obviously everybody has their college, so everybody doesn't have to sit through all 6 deans going through their stuff, because it would be kind of pointless. We would have breakout rooms so that at the start of the event, everybody would go to that said breakout room for the math and science, agriculture, education, all that. And so they would basically do the same thing. They would do their Q&A, do their background and the Kahoot all in that breakout room. So that way we're not taking away time from anyone, and that way everybody's kind of getting it done all at once.
Okay.
Question.
So I do believe that my recommendation does still stand to merge those things, because those hours, an hour just isn't a long time. And also, if that was to happen, you could either take away one of the prizes, so you're allocating yourself more money to be able to give a gift to a small token of appreciation to the deans, or you'll be able to allocate more money. So you could either take away one prize, or you can lessen for like a second prize, for like a second place winner. And still you're allocating money to give something to the dean, because this is outside of their, normal time or whatever.
I would definitely keep
Point
that
of
in mind.
information, if they work this out with the deans, we can want to host the event for a longer time, but if the deans want to leave at 5 o'clock, they're going to leave at 5 o'clock. And especially if this is what has already been spoken about. Also, suggestion, instead of buying something for the deans, you can do like a good note, type it up, get it signed by everybody in the committee, by everybody in SGA if you want, and then give that to the deans or email it to the deans, however you want to do it. Also, question, Allie, did you co-author this bill, or was it just Jenna?
I'm sorry?
Did you co-author this bill, or was it just Jenna?
Did I co-author it?
Yes. Did she write it as well?
Oh no, I didn't write it. Jenna wrote it.
Okay.
I have a pro. I know, like Senator Stevens and Senator Rocha mentioned, I personally don't know any either. So I think this would be a really awesome opportunity to meet them. And then I also know that a lot of us, our education doesn't stop there at SFA. So some of us don't really know the steps to get to where we're trying to go after this. So this would be a really great opportunity to know who our resources are and just what options we have to be able to get to that point.
Are there any more questions, pros or cons? I can't tell if Senator Hayes just left his hand raised from the last question, or if you still have a question, because your little emoji hand's still there.
Oh, I'll have to figure out how to take it down. Sorry.
Okay, you're good. Any more questions, pros or cons? All right, seeing none, we will move to vote. Yes, no, and abstain in the chat. And then Chris is going to read the room.
As I read the room, it was a unanimous yes.
Read the room is not a vote. Okay. All right, the ruling of the chair is that the yes has it, and this bill is passed. Sweet.
Thank you.
All right, moving on, we have SB 017, SGA to host an on-campus food supply drive for the pantry.
SGA to host an on-campus food supply for the pantry. Written and submitted by Christopher Moore, Student Body President. Presented by Angelica Rocha, Liberal Arts Senator. Whereas the Student Government Association, SGA, is a collective representation for the students by the students. Whereas SGA upholds the SFA Way Root principles of caring responsibility. Whereas Stephen F. Austin State University, SFASU, and the Nacogdoches community experience record blackouts and lack of water pressure, incentivizing a necessity for food and clean water. Whereas the pantry leads the way in the reduction of food insecurity on the SFA campus through identifying and raising awareness of campus-specific needs and collaborating with campus departments and student organizations. Whereas our on-campus food pantry dedicated their resources to supply students with non-perishable during the week of the snowstorm with a high volume of food boxes assembled. The pantry needs to be restocked. Enacted. Be it enacted, the Student Government Association will organize a campus-wide food supply drive, encouraging registered organizations to get involved in replenishing our on-campus food pantry. Further enacted, the food supply drive will be held on March 22nd, 2021 to March 26, 2021. SJ will hold the Commons Room located on the third floor of the Baker Batilio Student Center, open for organizations to continuously drop off their supplies throughout the week. Further enacted, as a result for the organizations who collects the most items needed, SJ will contribute $300 for one of the following. 1, SOAR Fund, 2, T-shirts, 3, banquet. Further enacted, if any complications transpire, example, inclement weather or lack of interest, SGA is subject to changing dates at any given time period allotted.
Would you like a minute to speak?
Yes, but I would like to yield the remaining of my time to the president.
Hello, everybody. So I thought of this food supply drive back when the snowstorm hit, the snowpocalypse, and I reached out to Scarlett, who is over the food pantry, and I really wanted to get an idea that one is interactive for our students and also our student organizations, but also gives back to our on-campus food pantry, which SGA started. So what you see on the screen right now is just a mock sign up for orgs to fill out. And then at the bottom, that's where we will collect, their names and then the organizations. And then if you scroll down a little bit, Justice. For the food items needed, Scarlett suggested that we have rice, pasta, jelly, canned entrees, cereal, oatmeal, some juices, and canned vegetables and fruits. So each item has a certain point to them. So you see that rice and pasta has 4 points. Canned fruits and vegetables have 2 points because there's already a plethora of those in the pantry. So the goal is whichever organization allots the most points, they will win the prizes or win that lump sum of money. And that lump sum of money, like Angelica mentioned, will go to the SORT fund. If they're on campus registered organizations, they have a SORT fund. If not, our Miss Livia is able to handle that. It can go towards t-shirts if they want to design t-shirts for the organizations. And lastly, it can go to their end of the year budget. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I now open the floor to questions, pros, and cons. I think we have something from Senator Alexander.
Okay. Question and a pro question. What is a SORT fund?
SORT fund is basically money that the university provides to on-campus registered organizations. So we don't get a SORT fund, but I'm gonna use my fraternity as an example. Cap Alpha we have to fill out a form, and when the semester starts, and that's how you allocate your money for that SORT fund.
And pro, which is a great way to give back to the community, especially after everybody, and I mean everybody in Texas, felt the effects of the blackouts and the water restrictions.
All right, are there any more questions, pros or cons?
I have a question. So I actually helped out with this during the whole snowing thing, and I didn't realize that so many people actually did take advantage of the pantry. So I think this would be a really great opportunity to allow us to keep giving back. Just because I do know that these times are hard on everyone, just with everything going on. So yeah.
Anyone else? All right, seeing no more questions, pros or cons, we will now move to vote. Yes, no, abstain in the chat, and then Chris, read the room.
As the room was read again, it was a unanimous yes.
The ruling of the chair is that the yeses have it, and this bill is passed. Congratulations. All right, moving on. We now have an executive order from our president himself, EO 0004, Student Government Action for Establishing an Emergency Management Contingency Plan. Give me a second.
All right, so Student Government Action for Establishing an Emergency Management Contingency Plan. By the authority vested in me as the president by the Constitution and bylaws of Stephen F. Austin State University, SFA, Student Government Association, SGA, and consistent with Title II, Article 1, Section 1, Clause 7 of the bylaws, I hereby order the following. Section 1, whereas the Student Government Association of Stephen F. Austin State University was established to be the voice of the student body. We hold this responsibility to be true with the actions of creating an emergency plan of action for future natural disasters. To classify such an occurrence, we must understand the dynamics behind an emergency, an unforeseen combination of circumstances or the resulting state that calls for immediate action. Establishing an emergency contingency plan of action will generate security and effort for whenever the unexpected arises. As a governing body, this organization needs to be prepared and showcase effective measures for the benefit of our student body. Section 2, action, sub A. Next administration student body president will sit and uphold the duties and responsibilities for being a student representative on the Emergency Management Committee. Sub B. Starting next academic school year, SGA will create a separate fund specifically for emergencies pertaining to Nacogdoches natural disasters, with considerations of supplies needed for survival. With this creation of a separate fund, SGA shall allocate $400 per semester to those inevitable provisions. Sub C, on conditions that Stephen F. Austin State University and the Nacogdoches community do not experience a natural disaster during a respective semester, the date scheduled for the second to last Senate meeting of each semester will justify the correct appropriation of the money allocated per the president and vice president's discretion. That discretion should include, but not limited to, the Student Emergency Aid Fund, the pantry, or dispersed back into the programming budget. So this plan of action, I talked with Bree and I talked with the rest of my e-board, was really, I know during the natural disaster that we just experienced, we all felt helpless. Like we weren't able to do anything, we weren't able to drive, we weren't able to, be there for our student body. And I would like that to change. This is not the emergency plan. It will be created over time before our administration leaves. But it'll be an act for next year and for y'all to thrive on that and for y'all to get back whenever it comes time for that. I really would hope that next year y'all are in support of this and y'all continue it, because even if there's not a natural disaster, we are still ready for one just in case, and we have a plan of action for that. And like I said, if there's no disaster per semester, that money can be allocated back into any programming budget, student emergency aid fund, or the pantry. So yeah, thank you.
All right, we do not vote on executive orders, but I will go ahead and open the floor to questions, pros and cons, if anybody would like to discuss or ask questions. Yes, Senator Timmons.
I just wanted to say that this was extremely important. I felt very similar to what Chris said, that he was feeling that he was not able to help the students in this situation. It is so vital that we show that we are ready in case of an emergency, that we are here for the students, because that's what we're here for the students. And so I think just making this, kind of bill, this kind of statement here is extremely vital. And I think that it should continue to progress on.
Yes, Senator Stevens.
So I just want to make sure that I didn't mishear or am not misreading. It is $400 a semester, but that's just for, is that going to a specific things, or it's kind of like whatever that words are hard, whatever is needed at that time, or
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's going to be $800 in total for the entire year, $400 per semester. We knew about the snowstorm a week prior to. Me personally, I grabbed my groceries like the weekend of that, and understanding that's why being on the emergency committee, we're able to know in advance when something like that or a natural disaster is coming forth, and we'll be prepared to be able to get supplies ahead of time. Does that make sense? So supplies including, non-perishables, blankets, supplies needed to survive, really. And then we'll distribute those throughout the SFA community. Next administration.
All right, are there any more questions, pros and cons? Oh, she's back.
I'm sorry. Because I really do agree with this bill. I from what I've heard, there were a lot of students that were not just students, but Nacogdoches community that were really going through it during the storm. So will there be a distribution plan? Where will these things be stored, once they're bought, things like that?
Yeah, so all of that will be in the plan of action. This is just an order to have that plan. So it'll be created throughout the remainder of this semester, and it'll be finalized. So all the answers that you have about, who's going to do this, when it will be, what money we should use it, or how we should use our money, it'll all be in that contingency plan.
Last call for questions, pros and cons. All right, seeing none and seeing no motions to veto, that concludes new business, and we will now move to open forum. Does anybody have anything hidden that they would wish to present? All right, if not, we'll move on to advisor comments. Dr. Holly Smith, you have the floor.
There is a doubleheader tonight at the basketball game. If anyone is interested in attending, this is our last home basketball game to my knowledge. And that is all I have for now.
Awesome, thank you. Scarlett, do you want to go? Text me about it. All right, we'll now move to announcements.
I would just like to announce that I'm very proud of all the senators who got their legislation passed tonight. You know, it was, I think, Angelica, that was your first one presenting. I'm very proud of you, and everyone is just really doing great things. So keep up the good work, and yeah, we got to finish this semester strong. So thank you.
Yeah, honestly, we had some great pieces of legislation passed today. Fantastic job, everyone who presented, everybody who answered questions, everybody who asked questions. You all did amazing.
So proud.
Are there any more announcements?
I don't think so.
Dr. Fry, did you have anything that you would like to say or add? Or are you just here to spectate?
Yeah, I don't want to seem like a creeper just watching in. I do. If you give me the opportunity there, Mr. You know, I want to be able to say a couple things. One, be safe over spring break. Take care of yourself, lumberjacks. You've earned a break to rest, recover, and renew. However, as we get into the spring term, we know that mental health, suicidal ideations, and concerns can pop up and happen, being that we've had pretty much, you know, snowpocalypses, racial injustice, COVID-19 burnout, concerns about vaccines. It's just been a really stressful year for you all. And I want to make sure that you're taking care of yourselves. In the Division of Student Affairs, we're working on initiatives throughout the division to focus on student health, well-being, safety, and belonging. So as we move through this process, even in the middle of budget constraints, what I've pledged to Chris is to make sure that our division is student-centered, student-ready, and student-focused. So I'm going to be trying to roll out initiatives that are going to be working to help you all be successful inside and outside of the classroom. So with all that being said, I want you to take care of yourselves over this break. And if you need anything from us, I will be here in Nacogdoches, partly because I haven't built up enough annual leave time, but partly because this is a new city to me. So as you all may have seen it for a while and are going away, I'm going to stay and play. So you may see me riding around campus if you're here on my Razor scooter with my dorky little black helmet, and just trying to check out the campus and the area. So if anyone sees me, please say hey and talk a little bit. But other than that, please again, be safe, be well, and come back safe and well. And thank you for letting me say hello for a little bit. And again, I'm honored to be your vice president and am enjoying getting to know you all and learning more about my new home. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for coming to our meetings. Are there any more announcements from anybody? All right. Seeing none, it is time for the last part of the agenda, which is adjournment. And I cannot do it by myself.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. There is a motion to adjourn by seconded by George.
I second that motion.
It is seconded by Senator Davis. Go ahead, yes, no, abstain in the chat, and Chris, tell me what the room says.
It was also seconded by all the senators unanimously at the same time. And they all voted yes.
I know about that one.
All right, the ruling of the chair is that the yeses have it, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you guys for coming. Have a safe spring break. We will see you next week. Will be a committee meeting, so yeah, looking forward to it.